Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Mother of Karma, and I'm back with a little life analysis, little life story that I'm going to be reading on for you. Long story short, this past December, I went to go visit my mother, and during that time, I had like a higher ascension of awakening. And during that time, like I was expressing myself and telling people like what I was going through, or what I was feeling, and what I was seeing and hearing. And it ended up turning into, me being like not even really wanting to spend time with them. Like I was actually seeing like weird behaviors from everybody around me, and it really just freaked me out, and I didn't appreciate anybody anyway. I didn't appreciate anybody's energy. Like it was more so like God really waking me up and trying to pull me out of that energy, but I had to wait to catch my flight back home. And during this time, like it was so many weird signs I was picking up on. Like somehow I had a fucking rotten banana in my purse, and I never put a banana in my purse, but coming out of Walmart. But that, and I just noticed like my grandmother, like high key, like the moral of this whole thing is she set me up and made me, I was noticing like bruising on my body, they kept trying to get me to eat meat. I didn't really want to eat meat. I didn't want to eat any of the food they cooked. And I was more so on the energy of cooking for myself. And I would notice like people trying to put stuff in my drinks, clear liquids in my drink and stuff like that. And I noticed anytime that I did let somebody make a drink for me, I would get very fucking tired and sleepy. And then when I went to stay with my grandmother for a few days, she was trying to get me to take like all these different medicinal pills. Like it was like a little it was half yellow, half green pill to take, and she's like, it'll help you go to sleep. And I'm just like, nah, I don't need that, like I'll fall asleep. And she was just like kind of pressuring me to really take this pill, and I didn't really appreciate that. I will say that she's white and German, and she's heavily into like Native American energies, and like her house is full with knickknacks and shit like that. And she's she collects feathers and stuff like that. I would say she's a very spiritual person, but and she has a garden, and she's very green thumbed, but I don't think that she plants and does things out of positive intention. So I feel like her whole house was just weird vibes. It was hard for me to fall asleep there. And long story short, she was like, okay, well, I'm going to watch my kids, and you can go to the doctor. So she ends up taking me to the doctors, but it's not a regular doctor. It ends up being, I get checked in and all that. They do vitals and stuff like that. And they end up keeping me there. Okay. They end up keeping me there for like 5 days or some shit like that. And they end up placing me in a psychiatric ward, or psychiatric hold, I'll say. And, I just felt like heavily betrayed by my family. And this is when I was waking up to like incest and stuff like that, because I actually went out there a bit earlier due to me figuring out that my children's father was hurting them. And when I went out to Georgia to visit this side of my family, it was just more so like people were, whispering and chatting behind my back. And I've always noticed, like, as soon as I would walk in the room, like, everything would be quiet. Nobody's having a conversation. Why so? Like, that's how you're the topic of discussion. So, and then I noticed, like, my grandmother and my mother would always call me and talk shit about each other. And then my grandmother just so happened to, upgrade her whole self to an iPhone, okay? Mind you, I've been trying to get her onto an iPhone for like years, and she never accepted it until I guess she I don't know, I guess until she like really strived to make amends with her daughter. But it's just a very weird fake love, feeling relationships. And like as I've been getting older, I've been getting into my spiritualness. I've noticed that, like, people kissing you, even family members, even as a grown adult, like, that shit's weird. It's just weird to me, and I just rather not. Like, I don't even hug people or shake hands no more. Like, it's just one of those, like, really protecting your energy. And I just didn't realize how deep it was until I had this an upgrade. So during this time, I was just like, don't kiss me, don't do none of that stuff, like nothing. And then I noticed, like, once I stopped, once I like told her, like, don't kiss me no more, like nothing like that, she got very upset and like rushed to her car and then like drove off really fast. And then I noticed like different omen signs, like she just got a brand new car and the car was already leaking oil and stuff like that. And it's just like, what's really going on here? And I noticed that my great grandmother, who passed away in early 2020, in early 2020, she was a lover of frogs. Okay, she was. And essentially, I want to say she was like a fairy godmother. And she was, I don't know her full life or anything like that, but, you know, she loved frogs. And I'll never forget, like, my mother's father, okay, my grandmother's ex-husband, was very abusive to my grandmother. They were, like, you know, hippies and drug addicts back in their day. And I just remember, like, now my grandpa lives with my mother, and he was trying to drive me and my children somewhere, and it just didn't sit right with me and my stomach at all. Like, and as soon as I opened his truck, like he has like a dark SUV, like suburban type, like older version of a Suburban, and as soon as I opened the back passenger door to put my son in the car, I noticed a dead, dried up frog hanging in between, like, the car door part that frames the window at the top. And that shit really set me off. I was like, okay, I'll just wait till later to go to DMV. Like, it was not that important right then and there. And I just didn't trust it. I didn't trust it at all. So I'm actually going to do a reading on this, and it's just kind of weird how, like, you know, my grandmother and her daughter go from calling me and talking shit about each other all the time to, you know, making amends just in like some weird overnight sort of fashion. And then when I asked them, like, how'd the conversation go in person, like how'd the conversation go, how did you guys get over this, they're just like, oh, don't worry about it, we're good, we got over it. So it was more so like very weird. And I remember being up one night in the guest room, and I could not fall asleep because literally I felt like these humongous waves of energy, like pulling me forward, pulling me backwards, side to side. And it's almost as if there was a strong demon trying to attach itself to me, or in a light being trying to like pull me forward, pull me backward, trying to pull me to get me to like wake up in a sense. And I'm just like, how the fuck am I gonna wake up if I'm already up? You know what I'm saying? And it's just been really freaking me out. And ever since I left and then I got home, I've been like hearing YouTube. So and I have a YouTube HQ card that popped out the other day, but wherever their headquarters is, I think that place needs to be investigated heavily, especially due to what I be picking up on. But I hear YouTube and I'm just like, okay, let me go record this message, because, you know, me and my direct connection to God, I've always, you know, strived to be in the spotlight. I'm a Leo, but I strive to be in the spotlight for the good, not for bad reasons or anything like that. I just always pick up on like messages and stuff like that needs to be given, and like hidden identities pop out. Someone was, you know, being hidden in plain sight. Hidden identities meaning like suppressing an identity, or suppressing the person's psychic abilities in order for other people to benefit off of them, suppressing, you know, their potential in order for others to benefit off of them. And it's just more so like a very vindictive energy and very facetious energy, very lustful energies that I have noticed when I'm around these people, and I just cannot stand it. So I'm going to pull a couple cards on the whole thing, because, you know, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And, you know, it was very, like, I noticed, like, I was getting the feeling of, like, impending doom, like, people really trying to kill me. Like, I remember I couldn't fall asleep in my grandmother's house when I stayed over there, because she turned the heat up, like, way above what a normal heat setting was supposed to be. And I couldn't figure out how to turn the furnace off, so I grabbed my kids and I went to a fucking hotel and called it a night and made sure that we were safe. And, you know, my grandmother, she takes, like, different, like, prescription pills and shit like that. Like, she keeps old prescriptions from years ago, so that she can use them later, I guess, and whatever the fuck she uses them for. But at the same time, I wasn't finna take no prescription pills, because I had never really, I've always been a holistic person. Like, if I'm going to take any type of medicine, it's going to be THC. But even still, I've cut that out. And, you know, my spiritual gifts don't go away. They don't go away whether or not I take these medicines that doctors prescribe me or not. And I've also noticed like doctors will prescribe me medication, and it doesn't do anything except make me extremely drowsy and extremely tired, and that just pulls me away from being productive in my everyday life. So curse the doctors who try to suppress people in their spirituality and their spiritual gifts by prescribing them pills that do not do anything for them except fuck with their bodily function and mental awareness. As I split the deck, corrupt business, investments, sex, money, drugs, ... They wish they could take it all back, but it's a little too late for that. And you know what? I got set up to go to this psychiatric place, and turns out, the whole time they're like, oh, well, they kept me there for so long because of my insurance, and they didn't have like a specific outpatient place because of my insurance, and they had a source one that my insurance did cover. Come to find out, I got billed with like $2,000 bill, and it's just more so I'm not paying it because I was sent there against my will, and they were the ones who said, we have to find somewhere with your insurance that will accept you. So, and they didn't inform me of any charges beforehand or anything like that. So it's just a lot of fraudulent shit going on, and at this point I'm just more so like in the energy of being like, when is somebody going to catch these people and do something about it? Because, they're getting old. They need to just die off already. No offense or anything, family or not, but you don't send somebody that you claim you love and love so much and hold so dear to your heart. You don't do that to somebody that you truly love. You know what I'm saying? And as I already said it, that YouTube HQ card came out. So, holy shit. Corrupt business, investment, sex, money, drugs, take it all back. YouTube HQ. I pray truly that investigators go and investigate the YouTube headquarters, whatever is taking place there, whatever false projects and illicit, illegal productions are happening there behind closed doors. And I mean, they need to search every single fucking room. Okay, so someone may be learning to be nice. And I say learning to be nice in quotations because they're not being nice. They're like pretending to be nice, and it's not truthful, factful, or of good intentions. All right. Narcissist, lies, self-absorbed, narcissistic behavior, for self-gain. They truly do not care about other people. This is also like secret societies, secret clubs, stuff like that. I know motorcycle clubs are also like part of illicit, corrupt business investments and stuff like that. And who the hell knows what has happened back in the day during, way before our time. We don't know what these false ass adults have done or attempted to do unto our lives for the future and shit like that. We were fucking children. And the fact that people have the audacity to try to make, corrupt business investments over a child's life, they're going to be cursed to poverty. They're going to be cursed to hell. Everything that they think that they built out of good is not good. It's out of like illicit drug money. And by drug money, I say, false money, stolen goods, everything. It's all going to fall. And what I'm also picking up on is these parents are so stupid. They think that they could sell their children's life, but everybody's entitled to their own life, their own soul, their own mind, body, soul, and spirit. You cannot sell somebody else's soul. They literally have to sell it or do it themselves. And if you think you have the power to sell somebody else's soul out just because you birthed them, you're wrong. And you have like your whole mentality screwed, fucked up. And you're going to be bound to everything that you have wished upon these other people for yourself. And it's just weird because I remember my mom, she would always be like, oh, please, whatever you do, just don't put me in a senior home or something like that. And I'm just like, what makes you say this type of thing? So I guess the truth shall be exposed, and it will be exposed. Dear Heavenly Father, please allow the truth of these situations to be exposed publicly, within the financial institutions, everything. In the Jesus Christ name I pray, amen. So being spiritually attacked by the second, I noticed that as I've been on my own, I have been finding myself to like be very sleepy, very tired, very wearisome. And I know that these are like sleep and confusion spells being sent my way. Okay. And I rebuke them and I just return to sender. And I also noticed like when I went to go visit these people, they just look sick. They look sick in the eyes. They look sunk, like their face was sunken in. And I mean like blue and black in the face. And I was just like, whoa, like what is going on? Like you do not look the same type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Someone's insecure as fuck, projecting, starting arguments for no reason. You know, I hate that's one reason I hate being around, you know, my family, because a conversation turns into an argument, but let it be somebody else, you know, saying like a smart smirky comment or something like that. They go along with it and they just let it brush. But when I say something smart, smirky, it just has to be an argument. Or, you know, they always try to pin me as like I'm doing wrong, I don't admit my faults or something like that. But I'm like the only person that does admit my faults and speak their motherfucking truth. So it's just like, you guys can kiss my ass. I know that they watch my channel and stuff like that. Please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I know that this story can relate to other people as well. I feel like there's a lot of people who suppress the things that go on in their families and don't feel like they have the platform to speak. So please feel free to leave a comment and tell me a little bit about you, or send me an email and we could definitely chat it out. I tend to realize that I'm good at giving advice, which is actually really crazy. I give like the best advice, and sometimes I don't take my own advice, but I'm just so focused on building my future and focusing on myself and building my channel and getting these messages out, because I've been holding these messages in for so long, to where God is like, please, like he begs me, please get these messages out, because there's other people out here struggling. And that is why I call myself a messenger, because I know I'm not the only one going through it. And I noticed that there was a huge energy shift ever since last December. Okay. A lot of, you know, people with ill intentions sending them my way just to see me down, bad, sad, out, you know, out flat, broke, or something like that. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Okay. So someone's insecure, starting arguments for no reason, guilty conscious, nightmares, and hiding truth. And I realized, like, the more I spoke on the truth and stuff like that, was the more that I realized these people trying to suppress me, to be quiet, trying to send me off to psych ward and shit like that, so that they didn't have to, like, quote unquote deal with me. But it's like, even when I was in these psych places, everybody was looking at me and asking me, like, why are you here? Like, there's nothing wrong with you. So imagine, you know, you thinking your family member is taking you to the doctor to check on your health issues, and then they end up putting you in a room telling you, oh, you can't leave. And you're just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. So during my check-in to the doctor, I went to the bathroom, and I guess that's when my grandmother spoke with the doctor and was like, oh, she's going crazy. She's doing this and saying this and shit like that, just to separate me from my children and do magic upon my children while I was gone. So, and then when I came back from, you know, being on this hold, my son was telling me that my mom's father, who lives with her, hurt him. So it was very pedophilic, and it's sickening. These people are insane in the membrane. They're sick as fuck. They like causing towers in people's life. They can't sit still. They're fidgety. Okay? They are hiding truth from you. And the truth shall come to light. Okay? Oh my God. Abuse, sexual abuse, emotional, verbal, physical, mentally, all forms, manipulating energy, and reverse psychology. All right? So these people are abusers, and they're insane in the membrane, and they attempt to cover up their tracks and hide what they do, but it doesn't work. And you know, the more I expose them, the more I realize the energy shifts in which I have been going on in the collective, just what other readers that I watch have been picking up on, is on fucking point. And I realized that the more, I don't even have as many followers as them, but the more I do, you know, and that's not even the point. It's just the fact that this message is out there, it is timestamped, and it is posted. Period. Oh man. Holy Spirit, please show us what else we need to see. A back pay, taking money to let people molest you at night. Okay, check out my other readings. They are going down. And you know what I'm saying? You watch me shuffle these cards, or whatever comes out is what the Holy Spirit, that Most High God wants us to see and wants me to speak on. Strong ass psychic. Hashtag Powerpuff Girl. Okay. I've been like this since a child. I've always been suppressed, you know, because of the things that I just randomly say and am guided to say since a child. And I will always remember, like, always trying to be loved by my mother, but she would always be like, no, get away, just go play, or something like that. Like, I never had that motherly love. I never had like a straight up hug, or just like, you know, come lay down with me, let's watch a movie together type thing. It's always kind of been like she's in her own world type thing. And I truly do strive and ensure that I'm a better mother to my children than she ever was to me. And I think this is one of her triggers. Small heart, They have a small heart, PP, VJJ, all that energy there. Okay, so that goes to being insecure, projecting arguments for no reason, guilty conscience, nightmares, hiding truth. And then, y'all, I also had a vision of Ghosty. Okay, my sneaky link sleeping with my family members, every single person in my sister and my mother. And it's just like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't even. And then my children's father told me that my parents, my mother and the guy that she's with, be, having orgies and threesomes, and they're swingers and stuff like that, pretty much. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And it's just picking up on the weird things that he would say, like dropping clues or gems or whatever and whatnot. Not even a gem. It's just dropping dark ass energy and dark ass truth that needs to be, exposed. And it's just fucking sickening to think about. But it's almost as if they all have a group chat that they chat and talk about me in, but nobody physically says anything to me. But they'll send my sister to call me and shit like that. And then they'll all be on mute listening on the phone, trying to hear what's going on with me in my life so they can try to manipulate it in any type of way. And I've noticed ever since I was a kid, I've had this weird energy of longing for love. I won't call it weird, but I've always had this energy of longing for love. And every time I was right there about to finally be loved by someone true, or my twin flame, without knowing it was a twin, they blocked it from me. So, and I don't know how they did, but more so like a manipulative, let's send magic, ill intent her way so that she can be distracted. And I've noticed that my entire life has been manipulated. Even the people that I even chose to be with, you know what I'm saying? They were indeed specifically placed by other parental forces and higher forces to distract me from using my spiritual gifts. And now that I'm tapped in and using my spiritual gifts, baby, I'm noticing a lot of positive energy and a lot of positive shifts. Okay, someone's needs are not being met. Frustration helps none. And this could be sexual, mental, physically, just feeling loved, or feeling, at peace. I would say I've been getting a lot of dream tapping in, trying to get me to I'm not even practicing. I am following the commandment of chastity right now, and it's been months, and it has definitely been causing frustration and shifts in the fucking collective energy. And these people are really trying to tap in and usurp my energy, but they cannot. And I've noticed I've had multiple dreams of people trying to get me to endure in sexual acts and stuff like that, but I just don't. Okay, what came out? Oh God. So I've also put together that my baby daddy and my sneaky link knew each other ahead of time, and they are lovers. And then I've also picked up on my sneaky link had a picture on his Instagram with his friend, and the way that they were looking at each other was almost questionable. It was really weird. And then I asked God, are they gay? Do they sleep together? And he told me yes. So feminine boy, femme boy, lover emotions, okay, being exposed. If you watch one of my past readings as well, I've also figured out and picked up on the energy that my children's father is gay and has been sleeping with other men behind my back. Ooh. Behind your back agendas, literally. Y'all can't tell me I don't be on point, all right? I don't even gotta say nothing. Energy harvesters, manipulating one's birth chart for personal gain, escape artists, monsters, vampires, lies, manipulation, all for self-gain. They need help. They're sick. When I say that they're sick, they're mentally disturbed. They're insane in the membrane. They like causing towers in people's life because they can't get off or find anything that makes them happy in life besides fucking with other people. False prophets, pretending to be spiritually connected. They need to learn to truly discern. These people pretend to be spiritually connected and they're not. Okay. I've noticed that once I've stopped and dropped codependency, or stopped and dropped the feeling like I need somebody to be around me at all times, I've been so tapped in, and I've just been getting so many downloads to the point in messages from the divine to where it's honey girl, These people have secret sex lives, and they're sick, okay? They have sickening ways. They think they're undercover in satanic occults, and they usurp other people's energy in order to gain in their own lives financially, sexually, and stuff like that. Like, they're so bored within their own lives to where they cannot do anything. Like, that's why their health is depleting so fast. That's why their physique is changing so fast, okay? Sleeping with friends, sleeping with your friends, sleeping with people that you befriend. Age 1 to 10 years is significant. I already told y'all that I was aware of my children being abused. And I'm putting this out there mainly so that other people can see this reading, understand what it looks like, what it sounds like, how to pay attention to the omen signs and the signs around you, how to truly discern the behaviors of these people. Like, it's more so like, you know, always making eye contact with somebody even when you're not doing shit or thinking about them. Like, that just means that they're heavily paying attention to you and what you're doing, every single little move, okay? And that's why I had to remove myself from that situation. I couldn't even stay there no more. I couldn't do it. All right, I like trannies, and I disappear at night. Where do I go? I, for example, noticed, like, my ex would take forever he would be up all night. He would never want to come lay down and go to sleep together on time or anything like that. Okay, secret, and I've also picked up, like, that he was on witch doctor energy and that he has other children in the world, other places. And secret family, your parents are involved. They're hiding in the shadows. Their secrets are being exposed. You have a lot of childhood trauma, that even some that you're highly unaware about. Hiding children, plotting and planning on your life. These people are disgusting and despicable. They move out of secrecy and energy vampires. Like, they really are, wow, fucking pedophiles, weird behaviors, nymphos, disgusting habits, obsessed with you and what you do on the daily. They're molesters, they're child abusers, and they're natural liars, and they lie easily. All right. This is going to that inside the membrane, sick as fuck energy. They can't sit still. They're fidgety. Your name is what rings bells, whether it be in the streets, whether it be in the sheets, whether it be in everyday life. They cannot eat, sleep, or breathe without thinking about you or talking about you some sort of way every single day. And a lot of us collective are in, you know, our divine energy and focus on raising our vibration, focusing on ourselves. High priestess, nothing gets unseen. I told you, ever since I was around these people, I cannot explain. Like, I really wish I could have recorded it. I remember just sitting up on the bed, and this is when I first got back into tarot. I was into tarot, and, like, after I graduated high school in 2016 for, like, 2 months, and then I, like, just completely forgot about it. But I got back into it heavy, like, September of last year. And in December of last year, when I was visiting them, I mean, that's when I would watch my videos, put in my headphones and stuff like that. And this is when my energy really, really, like, woke me up. And I remember sitting on the bed late at night, holding my phone, watching a video. And the next thing I know, I turn the video off. I'm just sitting there and I'm praying. And I close my eyes. And the next thing I know is I'm being moved by, like, a humongous wave of energy. It was like, it was white. Like, I seen flashes of white light and blue light, which is, to me, when I see blue, that's my extraterrestrial beings. Those are the ones connecting with me. And then I remember driving in the car with my grandmother, and I seen a fucking spaceship just zip across the sky. And I looked over at her, and I'm like, "Did you see that spaceship?" And she looked at me, like, with this eerie type of look, like she was like she looked like she wanted to shit herself. Okay. Someone is of a darker complexion, could be significant. All right. You know, you or your children's father, your mother, your family, people in your family. Okay. All right. All this is falling out. Contracts on contracts. You are literally the most rich, untouchable, sedity ass bitch. All right. And you know, this is being rich in soul, being rich in thought, being rich in material that you create for yourself, being rich in knowing, being rich in knowledge, being rich in just naturally knowing things that nobody else can know, which is why these people attempt to attach themselves to you, but they can't. Okay? God - Christ in the flesh, speak and say what you need to say. And that is why I'm on here doing this motherfucking reading, because I was about to take a nap, but I was like, nah, guys, like, get up and do this reading for me, please, because I need this energy and these words to come out of your mouth so that the ancestors can go ahead and do their due on their work. I mean, in the spiritual realm on their end. Morals and immortality. Okay, being an immortal being is of a higher degree of spirituality. These people are not immortal. They do not follow Christ. They do not follow God. They judge me when I say I'm going to church. Like, why are you judging me for saying I'm going to church? Like, that's how you know you're going to hell. You know what I'm saying? Keep them friends away. No new friends. All right. I've also been noticing, like, within this church that I've been going to, like, they kind of try to shun me, and they say that they say they don't judge, but I've noticed that, like, they kind of dumb down my spiritualness and stuff like that. They're like, oh, the spirits that you're talking to, or the spirits that communicate with you, those are Satan's minions and this and that, which I understand, but that does not necessarily mean that I take everything that they say into account. No, I'm very dismissive. I tell the motherfuckers to go to hell, go back to where you came from, and leave me the fuck alone. And most of the times they're giving me knowledge as far as, like, building a business or building financially for myself the right way. So I don't like to shun and say that all dark energies are, bad. They're just stuck here on earth in between realms in which they cannot pass over because of the things they have done. Self-protection without a thought, always there. Okay, so some of you guys could, know how to protect your energy with the thought, and it's all about intention. Protecting yourself, self-protection without a thought is always there. Knowing that you reside in the energy of God and Jesus Christ, knowing that you are the divine, like, it's just simply that. If you don't understand that, then perhaps doing your own research and getting into it, but intention is everything. And when you know that you're protected and you tell yourself that you know you're protected, I'm telling you, you create a new level of an energy force field around yourself and your possessions and your home and the things that make you feel comfortable, to where it's impenetrable, meaning that it is not being able to be penetrated by dark energy or forces, no matter what magic they send your way. It doesn't matter what intentions they send your way. It's just impenetrable. Oh, goodness. Impenetratable. Okay, proof will always come to you with everything that you need, positive energy, whether this be visions, mental downloads, meaning mental downloads are hearing things from spirit, asking a question, and then the first response that you get, that is spirit. That is the Holy Spirit talking to you through you as a vessel. Now, not everybody has the ability to do that. Some people really do not understand that when they do this, they are, because of how they carry themselves on a day-to-day basis and how they actually are working for themselves, and how they actually, how they choose to work for themselves is not of good morals. So the things that are attached to them and talking to them, they're not of good morals. They're not of good places. That's why it's important to be in the light, okay? And once you have been, such a negative person for years on years, the majority of your life, it's hard for you to come back from that. And you simply just cannot be of the light 1 second once you've been complete darkness since you were born, okay? Holy Spirit, highest vibrations of the white light. How do we need to end this? Okay, goddess and God energy. I'm getting that despite all this negative shit going on, this is what these people don't want to see. They don't want to see the goddesses and the gods come together. They don't want to see your prayers for true love be answered. They don't want to see divine unions coming into play, because if that is the case, then guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen is there's going to be revelations. There's going to be spiritual decrees and laws being rewritten. I mean, like, a black girl being with a white guy, like that right there is not accepted by a lot of people for some reason, because they're racist bigots. But what God has ordained for you to be in, what has been ordained to be in your life, God is going to make sure that happens in your life for you. And that is what scares these people of the negative energies and low vibrations, because they do not have that. They are not able to keep that because of their ways and because of the things that they do, all right, and the things that they send your way. Excuse me. I have noticed that ever since I joined the twin flame energy, that is when so much things have gotten so freaking chaotic. And people need to listen to you, okay? And anonymous energies like to hide. People need to listen to you and what you have to say, i.e. me and you both. 9 to 12 a.m. and 9 to 12 p.m. times could be significant, all right? 6 to 9 a.m., 6 to 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. and 3 to 6 p.m. The truth is in the blue, all right? So the energy harvesting, the manipulating one's birth chart for personal gain, the escape artists, the monsters, the energy vampires, and energy suckers, the lies and manipulation, false prophets pretending to be spiritually connected, learning to discern. These people that, you know, attach themselves to you, but they are literally the false people, and the people who try to manipulate everything that you do. They send it, you know, black magic and dark, I'll say dark energy is simply the intentions that people set for you and send towards your way. Like, they can call you and ask you, hey, how you doing, this and that, just to be nosy and see what you're doing. But if the conversation's dry, hang up, because it's just not worth your time, and they're not paying attention to anything that you have to say. You know, it's almost as if you're talking to a fucking blank, like a brick, you know, like everything you say bounces off it gets absorbed into the brick, and then the brick don't even respond. You know, sometimes they'll say, oh, you know, I hope you're doing good, this and that, but they just want to see what you're doing in your business so that they can manipulate on their end. And then next thing you know, something's going wrong with them in their life, or they're, you know, they're not feeling good, or, you know, something's going wrong in their house, with their car, with their home, simple little things like that. Okay, the truth is in the blue, and I'm going to end it, perfect, here. Okay. I'm going to end it here. Blue, strength, water, sky, sea. So I'm picking up travel. Being near bodies of water could be significant. Going outside, being outside more often. Imagination, intuition, inspiration, loyalty, sincerity, wisdom, intelligence, stability. In reverse, blue is coldness, aloof, lack of emotion, and unfriendliness. Okay? So the truth is in the blue. I feel like a lot of us divine beings need to start going by water more often, paying attention to the skies, you know, just looking up at the skies and daydreaming. I've been noticing that the skies where I'm at have actually become more blue and full of clouds, like back how it used to be when I was a child, instead of these murky gray skies with like clouds that look stretched out. Like they're just, it looks like if you were to pull a cotton ball and just stretch it out and just kind of like stick it on the fucking sky. Like that's how the skies have been looking to me in the past like couple years. But I've noticed, you know, once you're rid of certain things out of your life, and once you move into different energies, you know, that are actually serving you, I've noticed that even the fucking weather and the things around you start to change. Okay? Endless love and lovin's. Okay? So going with that goddess and God energy, okay? Shout out to you. You're getting into a relationship. If your relationship is coming into union, okay? I wish you nothing but the best, and I wish that shit lasts forever. May you be truly happy in everything that you do. And that's coming from my motherfucking heart. Channeling super medium, okay? That could be you, but I'm not going to say it ain't me, because, honey, it is. And I'm going to leave it there. I hope that you guys truly enjoyed this reading, a little bit about me. And this is honestly everything that came out also has to do with the collective. And it also has to do with some things that other people are going through. If you feel like you're having a hard time getting the message across or trying to understand your situation, please feel free to email me. I will be more than willing to chat with you about it and help you seek truth within your situation. You know, me just reading your story could actually help me gain some messages or get a download or two that I could share with you in order to help you piece what's going on in your life together. So I truly hope that you are having a grand rising, grand afternoon, grand evening, wherever you're at. May love always surround you, my divine beings. Much love. Bye. Hope you have a good one.